Hello there and welcome to this channel. In this video, you will learn how to build Android apps using pure HTML, CSS and JavaScript. You will learn how to handle internal and external links in your app, how to connect JavaScript to Java to benefit from all the APIs, features and functionalities you have in Android operating system so that you can take advantage of the available resources such as using the camera, microphone, storage, push notifications, sensors, speakers and many more. I assume you're all set up and you have Android Studio installed and your development environment is ready for creating and developing Android apps. Otherwise, if you have any problem with installing Android Studio, then you can watch this video. The link is in the description. Installing Android Studio can be a little bit difficult. In that video, I also show how to troubleshoot issues and problems in Android Studio, how to create and set up virtual devices, and the Android SDK. Let us jump into it. Go to the search and type here Android Studio. Click on Open. Welcome to Android Studio. In here you have three options: New Project, Open an existing project, Get from VCS. In the more actions, you have Import an Android code sample, Profile or Debug APK, Virtual Device Manager, and SDK Manager. Click on New Project, and here you have different templates for phone and tablet, Wear OS, television, automotive. We are going to build an application for phone and tablet, and here you can choose one of these templates, but some of these templates are for Kotlin, but some other templates are for Kotlin and Java. Let us create this one, empty views activity. Click on Next. Then here choose the language Java, because I like Java. If you know Kotlin, then you can select it Kotlin. Then here the API level, the minimum SDK. For the new applications, I would like to choose API 19 or Android 4.4. Your app will run on approximately 100% of devices. And then here build configuration language. For Java, it is best to select Groovy DSL. And then here you have the save location. Select a good location for your project. Normally it selects the user's Android Studio project and it is in another place. So change it. For example, go somewhere that makes sense for you. You can create a new folder. So click on create new folder or new directory. Here we create a new directory. Android app, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Select the folder and click on OK. Very nice. And then you have package name. It is very funny that you are working from bottom to top. And then the package name is something very important. If you have a domain name, it is best to select your own domain name. I am not going to publish this application, so I selected a random name, like here for the directory Android app HTML CSS GS, Android app web, and then here I have a domain, so I always choose my own domain name, akianos.com. So it is com dot and then the name of your domain. But if you are creating a real application, it is best to give a good name, a good project name, a good directory name, and then select the base settings here. Check it once again that everything is okay, because once it is created, it is not that easy to go and change everything in every file, because it will generate lots of files. So if everything is okay, click on finish. Very nice. Convert Java class to Kotlin. I'm not going to do that. I like Java. When you create a project for the first time, it takes some time to download the packages, the necessary files, to bundle everything, to set up your project, and etc. And it also depends on the speed of your internet and the speed of your computer as well. Very nice. Here we have only hello world. If you are really new in Android Studio, it is best that you watch my another video about Android development. That is a complete course. In that course, you learn the entire flow of building and publishing Android apps, including learning how to use Android Studio. So here you have different options. Now we are seeing only the design. You can see the code and the design, or you can see only the code. Now it is XML. You're going to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Probably you wonder, how is it possible to build Android apps with pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Well, here you see text view. This is a widget. And here you also have web view. Web view is a widget, is a component that has the ability, functionality, features, and APIs of like a web browser. Web view is like a built-in browser for Android applications. Let us run this application for the first time. Here you have your virtual device. If you don't have, you have to actually create a virtual device or connect your phone to test your application, and then run. We are using debug in the development, and then when you publish, you select it release. Now it is building. So the running devices, here you have running devices, device manager, Cradle, notifications. Waiting for all target devices to come online. So this is this application by default. Basically this template. Now here the text says hello world. You can change it to whatever you want. Let us change it to please like the video. Now here you have different buttons. You can stop it, or you can run the application with the new changes. Let us do it. Now here you see please like the video. So the new text. Stop it. You can minimize and maximize any window in Android Studio. Replace this text view with web view. Web view, match parent, match parent. So we open here a full screen web view. Give it an ID, Android ID. Let us call it my web view. Then go in main activity.java. If it is not open for you, you can go manually, go to the app and then to Java. This two other one is for testing. The first one is your logic code that you can modify for your application. Then double click to open it. Right click on the app folder. Then go to new. And here you can create a directory, image asset, vectory asset, and any kind of directory or any kind of files. Click on Assets folder. Target source set is main. Leave it as it is. Click on Finish. Very nice. Now right click on Assets. Again go to the New, and this time click on Directory, and here give it like a www and enter. Inside this we want to create three files: index.html, style.css, and scripts.js. So here again new file. The file name index.html. Very nice. Again new file, style.css. Beautiful. File scripts.js. It is best and easy to work on the HTML part inside Visual Studio Code. So you can open this in Visual Studio Code. Go to your project folder. In my case, it is Android app HTML CSS JS. Inside the app, inside src, main, assets, www. Right click, then if you have Visual Studio Code installed, you can open it with code. Otherwise, you can open it with your favorite code editor. Yes, I trust. Exclamation mark, enter. We don't need this title, but we need to link our style. And the same way link your scripts. So script, src, scripts. Double click on your HTML file to open it in the browser. In here you can select a specific type of device. For example, you can select it Galaxy, iPhone, iPad, or whatever you want. Let us select it iPhone SE. Very nice. The point of this course is not to teach you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Header H1. My first Android app. A section element H3. How did I create this Android app? Then here a paragraph element. I have created in this Android app using pure HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let us also add a list, order list, li, div element. It should be also strong or bold. These are the steps to build an Android app with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Step 1. Create a project. add web view component in main activity.xml. Create assets folder. Create files inside your assets folder. Create another folder inside assets folder. This is optional. Add content to your files. Write the logic to bring your web content into web view component. Handle the navigation. Handle the user interface interaction. Using JavaScript. Link JavaScript to Java. And then publish. For example, the footer of your application. Created by Akianus.com. Let's see how it looks like. Refresh it. Now it looks like this. Let us style it a little bit. Bring also the script here. So by default the body should have no margin and no padding. And font family, I like Verdana, Tahoma, and Arial. Font size 16 pixels, and background something like this. Not very white because it is not good for the eyes. So save it and jump it. Now it looks like this. So we want to give the header background and style it differently. Header and footer should be like the same. Background color, this color, and the text color white. And also text align center. Save it, jump it, refresh it. And also padding Padding top and bottom, let us say 10 pixel, right and left 0. Refresh it. Very nice. Now here in this section, give it a class, call it like main, because main should have some padding. Padding top and bottom 10 pixels, right and left let us say 5 pixels. Let us see how it looks like. It should have some space at the right and some space at the left so that it is more readable. So remove the 5, let us the padding top, bottom, right, left, all 10 pixels. It is much better. Here give also an HR like this line. Let us also give it some line height. Line height 25 pixels. Refresh it. It is now better. The line height for the footer and header should be different. Line height let us say 35 pixels. Refresh it. Now you see some space here. It's better. Let us also give it letter spacing. Letter spacing 1 pixels. Very nice. Let us create one more page just to show you how to handle internal links. Add new file, about.html. Let us be lazy. Select all, Ctrl C, select all, Ctrl V. So we want the footer and the header to be here as well, and we just change this one. Who are we? We are a group of super duper lazy people. Change this to these are our main business. Make others work for us. Wake up late. Do nothing. Get paid. Enjoy delicious food. So this is just an example, because now we have 2 pages. We should have also a navigation. So nav element, homepage, index.html, and call it home, and then about HTML, about. Give it a class current. Bring the navigation also inside the home page. Control X and bring the current to the home page. Let us style it as well. So the navigation itself, it should be display flex, align items center, justify content center, and then dot current, background blue, not in this blue, background this blue, color white. Let us see, refresh it, very nice. Navigation a margin left 10 pixels, text decoration none, and it also should have a margin top and bottom 20 pixels, right and left. Now it looks like this. So inside the about, when you're in the about, this is the current page. When you're inside the home, this is the current page. Who are we? We are a group of super duper lazy people. So this was an example of HTML and CSS. Let me give you an example of JavaScript, that our JavaScript also works. Inside the about page below our main business, we also want to share our social media links. The purpose of this is to show you how to update the user interface using JavaScript, how to filter and handle external links, and redirect external links to specific applications or to external browsers, and finally how to connect it in JavaScript to Java so that you can communicate with Java with the underlying operating system using JavaScript. So open here a section, follow us on our social media platforms. Open here also an order list, give this an ID, social media links, and then here const social media list element, document get element by ID, copy this one, Control C and then Control V. Here we get the social media links from Java. Links, we will call it Android, the social media links. So this is a function. We should put it inside try and catch. Control X, console.log could not get the links and also the error. This function will return the links in one big string or text. So we have to actually convert the text to array or list and then loop over the list of social media links and then create a child or list element and then inject it or append the child to this element. Links array links.split. The text that is returned by this function or by this method will have a pattern of a semicolon. So links array dot for each, call it link. For each link we create a list item element, li element. So document dot create element li and li dot inner html, and then here we open the link. Href is in this one plus the link plus another quote. So here we open the quote for this href and here we close it. Let us call it YouTube and then close this anchor element. Here comes a question: how do we know that it is a YouTube link, Instagram link, Facebook link, TikTok link, or whatever? So this link should contain the link and also the text. So const link items link dot split. So in the link items, the first one should be the link and the second one should be the text. So instead of this we add here the text. Link item 1, and then social media link element dot append child link element. Now if you refresh, nothing will happen. Here from the catch block we see could not get the links, reference error, Android is not defined. It also says in which line and in which column. Here this Android keyword is not defined, but later inside the Android Studio, inside the Android application itself, it will be defined and there will be no problem. Now you also see the content here, the HTML content, the CSS content, and the JavaScript content. You also can say here actually social media links dot the inner HTML. We say directly in this text also could not get the link. If you refresh and then also refresh, could not get the links. From the HTML, CSS and JavaScript part, we are almost done. Let us jump to the Android Studio and here finish the Java part. First get your web view, my web view for example, and then find view by ID and then r dot id dot my web view. So it automatically detected one ID from this XML file, activity underscore main XML, and here we have the ID my underscore web underscore view. Then here you can specify some settings and configurations on your web view or on this browser. A web view is basically a browser. My web view dot get settings dot set JavaScript enabled true. My web view dot set web Chrome client new web Chrome client. To link or connect your JavaScript to Java, you need to add a JavaScript interface. So my web view dot add a JavaScript interface. New, let us call it web interface. Pass this keyword, this context, and then you can name this interface whatever you want. We used here Android, so it has to match this one. So that is the name of your interface, and we have to create this web interface. Public class context main context web interface context underscore, let us call it context as well. So main context set to underscore context, and then here we have to create a function. The function we used here, social media links, Control C. It has to be public, so public, it returns a string. Control V, it is the name of the function. Then here we return this text, https, in my case www.youtube.com/at coding Aquianos, and then as we use that pattern and sign, and then the text for the link YouTube, and then semicolon to separate that, then come to the next line, copy paste the whole thing, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. So this one is for the facebook.com, change it to Facebook. Instagram, there is coding underscore Aquianos. Instagram, Twitter, coding underscore Aquianos, then change it to Twitter. If you have any other social media links, then you can add like this. And this is a JavaScript interface. Very nice. For the security reason, we have to actually disable the debugging. So my web view dot set web contents debugging, enabled false. Then create a constant variable for asset loader. Final web view asset loader, call it asset loader. New web view asset loader dot builder dot add path handler, and then the path assets new web view assets loader dot assets path handler. Change this one to the res folder. So we have to actually load these resources, the asset folder and the res folder. This is just in case you need this, in case there are files inside the res folder that you want to access, and if there are files inside the asset folders that you need, and we need the assets folder. Set web view client, new local content web view client, and then pass here your asset loader. We will create this class as well. Then finally my web view client dot load URL. You can load pure HTML inside of your web view, or you can load any URL. It can be external URL like any website, or it can be a URL of the local path that we are going to use. We will load the URL of this file. So dot load URL, here the string https colon / app assets dot android platform .net / assets / www / index.html. Private static class, and this one Ctrl C Ctrl V extends local content web view client extends web view client compat. Private final web view asset loader, let's call it my asset loader. Go to build.gradle for the module app, and then here add dependency. Below add this package implementation Android x.webkit and this is the version. Here you have also another settings and stuff. Change the version to 01. This is the minimum SDK version that we selected when we created this project. And here click on sync now. Very nice. Another thing is go to manifests, double click on Android manifest.xml, and here add a permission. Use permission Android name Android.permission.internet. Save it. These classes are part of the WebKit package that we just included inside the build.gradle. So now you can import class. This is asset loader, and then at the end of this we add also build. This is this not then. This is this. Generally, in most cases, this keyword refers to the current context. Here add a constructor for this class. Control C. Web view, asset loader, and then my asset loader, and then assign it to the asset loader that you get from the constructor. Add override. Requires API 21. Public web resource response should intercept request. Web view web resource request as request. Return my asset loader dot should intercept request, and then the request dot get URL. Do the same thing, but instead of web resource request, use string. So import the URI. My asset loader, this one. Public boolean should override URL loading. Web view and string URL. This is a should override URL loading. So if this URL contains certain words, we want that it returns true, so it should override. Otherwise we return false so that it does not override. So here if URL that contains for example Aquianus, we say return true, so it should override. Here we return false. For the rest we return false. Here we want to open all these URLs in the browser or in the application. What it does is, if the user has the Twitter app or Instagram app or Facebook app or YouTube app, it will open that application. Otherwise it will open the browser. If you don't specify these things programmatically, it will open all the links inside the web view itself. It is not best practice and it is not user friendly. We specified only one, but we want to add more, like if it has YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and etc. So for every link that you want to redirect it, the user to a specific application or to external browser, then you should add it here. That's it. Let us see how it looks like. Run the application. Very nice. Now this is our Android application. Let us go to the about page, and here you see all the links: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and undefined as well. So this is like the last element. So let us see, stop it. That is because of the last semicolon. Remove this, save it, and run it again. Go to the about page. Now we do not see any undefined, so we only see 4 URLs. So let us click on YouTube. Web page is not available. Stop it. When you want to redirect the user to another application or to the web browser, you have to start an activity. View.get context. Dot start activity. New intent. Intent dot dot action view, and then the URL. URI.parse URL. Save it and then run again. Go to the about page. Let us go to the YouTube. Now very nice. Now this is our application here. When you click on it, it gets open. Go to the about page. Let us open the Facebook page. In the Facebook page, it says that it does not exist. Let us test the Twitter. Very nice. Okay, the link to Twitter is working, but it asks us to sign in. We are not going to do that. So to make all of this work, it is much better to create a list of word string links Oceanus Twitter Facebook Instagram YouTube, and then here open for loop, for example, for integer I less than links dot links I plus plus control X, bring it here. If URL dot contains links and then I return true. Run the application again. When you make changes, then you have to run. Without making any changes, it is okay to click on the app inside your virtual device. Very nice. Let us test it this time. Instagram. Very nice. Use without an account, because there is no Instagram application installed on this virtual device. It opened it inside the browser. No thanks. We don't need this. Go back to this. Let's try the Facebook. Very nice. We don't have the Facebook here. only necessary, no need. So 2 followers, very nice. So here you have YouTube. It opens it directly inside the YouTube app. Go inside the res and then go to the values, go to the theme, double click on themes, and let us see. It is by default no action bar. It is good. No action bar, it is good. Otherwise, if you see something else here, change it to no action bar. Now if you would like to learn how to publish Android apps to Google Play Store so that others can install and use, you can watch my another video. In that video, you learn the entire flow of building and publishing Android apps from absolutely zero up to and including installing your first Android app from Google Play Store. That's it guys, I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and being around. Have great times.